Now, a little bit about us before we get into the AI topic. So, Flowealth Academy is a digital learning institution committed to the empowerment of immigrants, low-income earners, and generally underserved communities with skills, certifications, and tools that they can use to thrive in today's digital economy. So what we do is we provide high impact, globally relevant education to help individuals, in particular African youth and immigrants in Canada, the United States, and Europe, to gain access to remote job opportunities, certifications, and general economic independence. So our mission is kind of rooted in the idea of using education to break cycles of poverty, to unlock opportunities worldwide and just position Nigeria and Africa as rising tech powerhouses. So our mission statement is to provide affordable, accessible, and high quality digital education that empowers low-income earners, immigrants, and Nigerian youth to build profitable careers, gain global certifications, and access remote work opportunities. Our vision is to become a global leader in inclusive digital education, to transform Nigeria into a thriving remote work hub and empowering marginalized communities to thrive in the global tech economy. And our motto is skills beyond borders, opportunities without limits. Now, a course overview for the AI challenge. So right now, we're looking into the kickoff. So that's here with me. And we're going to be looking at the overall power of AI and automation. So we're going to take a look at some artificial intelligence tools. So ChatGPT, Zapier, and Make. And the whole outcome is to understand what AI and automation are, how they save time and boost productivity. Next, we are going to use Zapier, Make, and Power Automate to focus on business workflow automations to just develop simple workflows. Then we're going to look at lead generation and sales automation to look at how to automate lead captures and follow up using AI tools. Then we're going to use Canva, AI, ChatGPT, Jasper, Buffer, and SocialBee for some social media and content creation tasks. So we are going to have hands-on challenges, which include creating and scheduling 7 days of content in under half an hour. Next, we're going to look at AI for video and audio content creation. So by using tools such as Descript, Pictory, Opus Clip, and 11 Labs, we're going to be able to generate a short AI-powered video ready for posting. On the sixth topic is going to be AI marketing and follow-up automation. So using MailChimp, ConvertKit, and Beehive, as well as ChatGPT, we're going to look at creating an AI-powered email nurturing sequence. Topic 7 is going to be using AI in customer support and chatbots. So think about Chatbase, Intercom AI, and Tito as tools. And we're going to build AI chatbots that answer frequently asked questions. Continuing on, our focus on the eighth topic is going to be workplace productivity automation. So we're going to use Notion AI, ClickUp AI, Otter AI, and Fireflies AI to automate meeting notes, task creation, and project updates. For the ninth topic, we're going to look at AI tools for students and educators, and we're going to learn how to save hours with AI study and research tools to help us in the classroom. Carrying on, the 10th is going to be AI for research and data analysis. So we're going to be using ChatGPT, Power BI, and Tableau AI to look at statistical methods on automating data analysis and insights. For personal productivity and lifestyle automation, we're going to automate calendars, daily tasks, and just everyday reminders to help us in our daily lives because AI is also useful outside of businesses. We're going to be using AI in creative work for the 12th topic. So Midjourney, DALL-E, Canva, Magic Media, and Copy.ai to create graphics and written content in minutes. We're going to be looking at advanced automation on how to connect everything on Zapier, OpenAI, and Google Workspace to build integrated workflows, link leads, and which lead to emails, customer research management, and social media posts. And then finally, we're just going to look at overall building your AI-powered life and business plan. And this is just leading with more about personal or professional blueprint as to how AI can help you in your daily life. Now, getting into what AI exactly is. So, at its core, it's a field of computer science that deals with building systems that can perform tasks that would normally require human intelligence. So, stuff like facial recognition, making recommendations, and even predicting the outcomes of certain courses of action. So there are a large amount of uses. So think about image recognition. There are lots of stuff like security cameras, which use facial recognition software that's powered by AI to basically monitor traffic, to in particular stuff like fighting crime. So voice assistants, just stuff that we use every day like Siri and Alexa. And these use natural language programming and deep learning, which are subsets of AI that kind of help to, I guess, create more realistic sounding voices and responses. So we have chatbots, so customer support. Lots of websites have these available. Spam filtering in email. This is kind of a lower level use of artificial intelligence. But it basically uses certain characteristics of emails to determine whether it's, a real email or it's something that could potentially be harmful. Recommendation engines, fraud detection, which kind of uses the same principle as the spam filtering. Um, Content generation, so text and social media posts, and we'll be looking at that a lot throughout the course of this program. Predictive maintenance in manufacturing, so it basically allows manufacturers to know whether or not their machines will require maintenance in advance, predicting marketing trends, sentiment analysis on social media, and AI powered tutoring and adaptive learning. Now, what is automation? So, automation has to do with using technology to perform tasks with minimal human intervention. So, we have two main types, which is first of all rules-based automation. So if X happens, then do Y. If a certain condition is met, this is the outcome that should automatically be generated based off that. And then we have workflow automation, which connects multiple apps or processes. So what this is mainly what we're going to look at throughout the course of this program. And this is more of just streamlining kind of the everyday tasks that we do. So, looking at the power of AI in automation, what AI basically does is it enhances automation. So, instead of just following rules, AI allows automated systems to kind of adapt and kind of make decisions in real time. So, it makes automation faster as well as more smarter, intelligent, kind of tailored towards your needs or a particular business needs. Now, looking at practical tools, first of all, Zapier. So Zapier is an automation platform that helps you connect multiple apps to handle more repetitive tasks. And there's no coding needed for this. So for example, if you have a particular customer that fills out a lead form, um, Zapier automatically adds them to a CRM, can send them a personalized email and just log their data into a spreadsheet, all at the click of a few buttons. And it also has AI integration tools, so it aids with making automation smarter and faster, as I said earlier. So now we're going to do a very simple demonstration. We are going to send an email to inform that if a particular email has an attachment, make sure that it's from a safe source before the attachment is downloaded or before you forward the email or the attachment to other people. And this is just a cybersecurity highlight right there. So moving to the website. So this is kind of the home or the dashboard. When you make your Zapier account, so to log in, when you log in, it allows you to make Zap. So those are the automated workflows. So that's what we're going to create here today. And it's very intuitive. Um, so here we have a bit of the kind of AI assistance that it has integrated into the platform. So you can choose to either describe the workflow that you want created, or you can do it kind of the more manual way where you set the event that starts your app, or and then you set the action that you want as a consequence from that. So the workflow that we want is to say send an email to ensure that attachments are safe before downloading. So once you get an email, so we're going to describe the email. We're going to say, when an email has an attachment, send an email alert to notify the receiver to ensure it is from a safe source before clicking or sharing. And then with one sentence, we can start building the workflow that we want. So basically, the AI tool is at work here. It's thinking for a moment and adding the steps all without us doing much. And here we have it generated. So we're just waiting for a little bit for it to do its magic. And it will let us know when it's finished. And it also works with testing as well. So to test our apps to make sure that the workflow is kind of do what we want. Normally, we would have to do manual creation and testing, but we can see that the Copilot AI actually handles all that for us. So it's going to trigger the email. So here's what it's going to do. It's going to test the trigger. It's going to actually send an email to the account that I have linked to this website. So here it actually searches my emails for something that can meet a particular the particular criteria that will trigger the automation. So here it has just 3 emails that it pulled from my Gmail. We're going to continue with a selected record, continue, and then we're going to the configure the Zap. So what we want is we're going to send an email to the person who actually got the initial email that we're suspicious of. So just going to enter my own email address here. And if it's a business particular case, then we can have the linkage to Google Contacts. So we can send to groups or anybody with a particular departmental label. Um, we have basically every option that you could want to send an email here. So CCBC um, from, and then we're going to choose it. Okay, I entered my wrong email here. Um, I'm just going to change the email that I use. All right, and then we see from, so this is the person that's going to be sending the email. And then we can actually put our subject in. So just let's say attachment alert. And then the body can just be something as simple as ensure all attachments are from valid sources before sharing or downloading. And then that's really all you need to do. Um, so here we can continue. And finally, it just allows you to kind of review everything that you just configured. So you can test the step. And once you've tested it and you're sure that it works the way that it's intended, then you can publish it. So here we can publish and it's going to save everything that you just did. And then since you've published it, what this means is that you can actually go to your own homepage and see all the apps that you've created. So I didn't name it, but you can change the name here. So let's say attachment alert, and it tells you what apps you use. You can link many different apps. Um, I basically just linked Gmail to another Gmail workflow, but you can also link to Google Drive, Google Calendar, as well as many other apps. Like there's a wide range. Um, so you can edit your Zap as necessary and change the workflow to basically fit what you want. You can edit the configuration, etc. Now, the next tool that we are going to take a look at is ChatGPT. So, ChatGPT is an advanced large language model, and it's been developed by OpenAI to basically be able to understand and generate text that is human-like. So because of that, it's very good for written communication. So drafting emails, writing reports, just generating answers as a chatbot and just providing suggestions for workflows. So it has the ability to power intelligent processes, especially as it concerns more text-based operations. So we can use it to summarize information, generate content, and automatically respond to customer inquiries. So now we're going to do a bit of a demonstration. So we're going to use it to draft emails and reports. So one of the most important aspects of using ChatGPT is developing your prompts. And it normally helps to be as specific as possible. However, it also works very well based off, limited amount of information because of that human-like aspect where it kind of tries to fill in based off context. So just going back. So yes, we're going to draft emails or reports. So say we have um, a particular set of information that we gained from business reports, and we want to analyze that, but it's a lot of information. So, think something that's a bit too much for a human to do in a short amount of time. What we can do is we can actually put this information into ChatGPT and it will do all of the analysis and generate insights for you. So here, let's see, we have a data set here and we can just tell it um, create a report showing major insights from this data set. And if you want as well, you can make it downloadable. So first we're going to see what happens when it analyzes and just give it a bit of time to go through the information. And this is time that in a business setting, while it's working on while it's working on information, it the time could be used to carry out different tasks. Um, and some of the features of ChatGPT are more advanced, and so there's different levels at different um kind of amounts of subscription. So here we can actually see it working. And sometimes it does take a while just because larger data sets require more time and computing power to process. Okay. So here we see that it's actually created visualizations of major financial insights. So revenue over time, um, different bar charts, scatter plots. Um, it also just tells you exactly what happened. So with all that processing, you can actually press on the different kind of updates that it gave you to show exactly what was going on. Um, you have key summaries of metrics, high-level insights, the outputs that were produced, as well as recommendations, and next steps. So what it does is it tells you that it can actually produce a PDF report. It can show you the updated sheets, as well as a deeper analysis if necessary. So what we can even do is build an interactive dashboard, and let's do a PDF just because in a lot of settings, these are things that would normally take an entire workday, if not longer, um, would require consulting with lots of different people, lots of different departments, as well as lots of just manual work in terms of generating these visualizations, interpreting them, generating the business PDF. But here in just a few words, we have a PDF report that we can just download with a click, and it shows you just a quick little overview of everything that the dataset had to offer. Now, that showed kind of the mathematical capabilities of ChatGPT, but we can also look at the skills that it has when it comes to summarizing articles. So, for example, if we have like, for example, a long kind of very detailed winded article. This is a scientific article that I found actually on artificial intelligence that is 21 pages long. And as you can see, it's very, very dense. But ChatGPT can provide a summary of this article, provide a summary, and it's just going through the documents and showing the highlights. So once again, we have the opportunity to create a PDF. So we can say it asks, would you like to create a one-page executive summary or just keep it as text here? So you can say yes, as summary, and you can talk to ChatGPT like a person and it understands. And we can get our concise summary right here. So one press, a quick download, and that was basically just hours of work saved. Now, the next tool that we can take a look at is Make. So Make was formerly known as Integromat, and it has more of a visual basis of enabling users to automate workflows. So you can drag and drop apps in order to kind of structure what you want to get done. So we can use Make combined with AI tools to make more intelligent workflows. So similar to what we saw with Zapier. So we can use AI tools that are built into Make to analyze incoming data. So, if we have like a continuous stream of information, and then we can use the make aspect of the app to kind of route it to different applications to just enable different things to happen based on what we would like. So we have another demonstration here. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the subject and contents of an email, as well as any attachment to a Google Doc when the email is sent from a particular person. So here is the home dashboard of Make. So you can see your organization, your teams, users, any subscriptions. So this is kind of a business dashboard. And then when you want to generate the scenarios, what you do is you go into the kind of menu on the left, go into scenarios, and then press the create scenario button. And so it has a drag and drop kind of interface that it utilizes. But here we have all the different apps, or well, the main apps that it can integrate, and it's very, very thorough. So to make it easier, there's a search function here. So like we said, we're going to add the subject and contents of an email. So for simplicity, let's keep with the Gmail ecosystem. But if you utilize like any other kind of email system, so think about Outlook or just even like internal systems, then those can also be available or integrated into Make. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna press Gmail, and this is a verified app. So what that means is it's basically from a trusted source. Um, and we are going to okay, we're going to watch emails. So what this watch email does, it actually tells you exactly what every trigger and every action does. So whenever a new email is received, it's to be processed according to specific criteria, and we want our emails to be added to a particular Google Doc. So the connection is basically the email account that you want to connect it to. So it's connected to currently my account that I used to sign up for the app. But it can be changed depending on your needs. The folder is the basically the folder in your mail that you want to kind of focus on. So here we're just dealing with all mail. How are we going to filter? Um, for the purposes of the demonstration, a simple filter is sufficient. But once again, based on your needs, you can edit it to fit. So for criteria, we still want to go with all emails, and then we can just take a look at the advanced settings. So if you want the emails from a particular sender, which we do, those are in advanced settings. So we're going to just use this email as a specification. And then if you want emails with a particular subject, you can do that. Emails that have a phrase in it that you want to keep an eye on, you can also set that. So because it's kind of integrated across these different apps, it does have kind of the power to mark your email addresses as read or not. So depending on what you need, then you can choose that. And then the maximum number of results. So these workflows are timed. So right down here at the bottom menu, you can actually see that it has an option to run the workflow every 15 minutes. But you can also, once you save the scenario, you can also change it to run every day, every hour, whatever suits your needs. So right now we're gonna just set it as one. We're going to save the workflow, and then we're going to choose when to start. You can start in the future, you can start just with all the emails you have now. You can actually select the first email, or you can choose to start from now on. So just to be able to demonstrate, I'm going to select the first email. Um, and then, so this is just the first one that popped up. And then we're going to save it. And then we're going to run once as a test. Oh, wait. If you're going to link the workflow, we don't need to run once yet. Apologies for that. So to actually link the workflow, recall that we're actually adding the attachments to a Google Doc when they're sent from a particular person. So we need to link Google Docs. So searching for Google Docs, it shows it here. And so we have the option to list, get the contents of a document, to create a document. What we want to do is we want to add to an existing document. So we can say insert a paragraph to a document. So here we go. It's connected to the Google Docs account of the account that I have linked to this website once again. And then we select our document by drop down. We selected Google Drive. So selecting my own Google Drive, and then here we can choose the file that has the document that we want to add. So here we have the make/integromat testing file. So we can add it to here, and then we're going to insert the paragraph just by appending it to the end of the document or the end of the segment. So that's actually like the header or footer section. So this document has no header or footer. So we can go ahead and just add it to the body and then the appended text. So what we said we wanted in the specifications was the subject and the contents of the email. So here, once you see it, it comes up, it actually breaks down the different parts of an email. So this is the basic headers, and we have the subject here. So the subject, and then we want the content. So that's going to be the text content. And then if there are any attachments, we also select those as well. And then we can save the workflow here. Now that we actually have everything connected, this is our linked workflow, and we can press run once just to validate it to verify that it works. And now we're going to actually go into the document that I specify that it should be added to. And okay, so here it has the testing. So it just says test. This is a test of the new workflow. And if we actually take a look at the emails that I sent, we can see that we can actually, I actually had this email in my inbox, and this is the email that I chose to test the workflow on. So that just validates that it works as expected, and we save our workflow in that case, and it notifies you that the scenario was saved. And with that, you can go and go to your scenario section and you can access it as necessary. You have the capabilities to just move it, clone it, edit it, share it, and just use it as you need to. And that is the end of today's presentation. Thank you for joining.